Alright lads and lasses, welcome back for another video, and basically today I'm going to go through every single Premier League club and let you know what player they should be signing. Please feel free to get involved in the comments. First we have Arsenal, and I haven't actually heard really many people mention his name, but I think this player is Ryan. They were linked to Vinicius Jr., but I just don't think he's the type of profile they need, but I don't feel like he'll help their project much. They are lacking a lot in that winger position, and they haven't got much depth, so I think they should go in for him. He's explosive, he's pacey, he's only 20, had an amazing season with Bournemouth, and he might be a little bit pricey, but I mean, they won the league. Now on to Aston Villa. Again, another one which I actually haven't heard any links, but I think they should be going in for Rafael Leão. Obviously, Rodgers leaving for Chelsea is a massive, massive miss. I do think he'll flop though, I won't lie. Now they did get Garnacho, who I actually made a video saying how he will shine at Aston Villa. I do stick by that. But maybe some insurance, get another winger who can play on the left. I do think Rafael Leão would be amazing. He's obviously got European experience. He's won the title of AC Milan. I know he's not been amazing the sort of last maybe 12, 24 months, but we've seen how good he can be. He was touted as one of the best wingers in the world a couple of years ago. On to Bournemouth, and I feel bad with this suggestion because fair play to Petrovic. He had his first season at Bournemouth and he was honestly quite good, but I do think it doesn't hurt to have a challenger for the #1 spot. I'm actually going to say Noah Atabulu if I'm getting his name right. I think it would be healthy competition for #1. He's only 24, so younger than Petrovic, I believe. And I mean, he had an amazing season in Bundesliga with Freiburg. He also shares the same name as me, obviously Noah, which is a bonus. On to Brentford, and I've seen links, and with obviously Rico Henry getting a little bit older, I think he is 29, so still got a couple more years in the tank, but he is ageing. I'm actually going to say go in for Malik Diouf. Obviously, United, my club, really wanted him, but no one actually has been making any, solid offers for him or anything. Obviously, he's playing the Championship right now for West Ham. Don't know if he's too happy about that. He's 21. He's specifically very good at, going forward and all that. Still got some work, I think, defensively from what I've seen of him. But again, this is what Brentford do. They take younger players, develop them. They might be able to get a good price on him, but to be fair, West Ham have been selling players for the prices of like Champions League clubs. It's been insane this summer. On to Brighton, and it's EAFC 26 prospect Said El Mala. In real life, he is actually very good as well. He played for FC Köln last season. He was very, very good in the Bundesliga. Actually got 13 goals and 4 assists. He's only 19. So I think he's sort of the perfect player profile that Brighton always go in for. Obviously, they've lost Danny Welbeck this season. He adds a bit of explosiveness to the side, and I think that's pretty much what they need right now. On to Chelsea, and this is probably the most surprising one of the video. But if they could, I'd actually say probably, inquire to Real Madrid about Antonio Rudiger. Now, before anyone says, I know he's 33, I know. He seems like he's got a couple more years in him. Chelsea's centre-backs, they have a bunch of them. But at the end of the day, most of them aren't really Chelsea quality. A lot of them should be going on loan. I know Lacroix is decent. I know Colwell obviously has had some injury problems, but he's of course decent. But I think maybe having a more senior member of the squad at centre-back who we know is really good, and Antonio Rudiger's that type of guy. On to Coventry, and I feel like with most promoted sides, 0-0 draws are what keeps you in this league, and that's what I'm going to say for Fikayo Tomori. I don't think they've gone much into their defence this summer. Fikayo Tomori could be an amazing signing. Obviously he's English, he has Premier League experience, won the Serie A with AC Milan. He's got that European experience too. He's only 28, which actually makes me feel a little bit weird because it feels like yesterday he was like talked about as if he was a prospect, like he was an up and comer. Chuck Milan 20 quid. You have a decent defender. On to Palace, and of course with Palace being in Europa League this season, they have a bigger player pool. I would love to see them go for Antonio Nusa from RB Leipzig. He's actually touted as one of the best young wingers in the world right now, but no one's really going in for him. I've not seen anything solid, and I feel like he could be the sort of replacement, Michael Olise replacement, that they never got to have. But I know it sounds crazy, I know it does. Now Everton, and Moyes loves simple players. I don't think anyone would be a better signing at the moment than probably someone like Jacob Murphy. This is from a realistic standpoint, obviously at Newcastle, and I think he's a decent player. I think half the games he'd come on at maybe the 70th, 60th minute, the other half he'd start. And he always puts a shift in. He might help him. Obviously, Jack Grealish is back at City. He's got 12 months left in his contract. Go get him next summer. But this summer, why not? Get Jacob Murphy in. Fulham, and I haven't rated this guy for a few years. He's been at Spurs. I don't know. I didn't like the look at him. And clearly, Spurs agree because he's now a free agent. and I think they should go in for Yves Bissouma, one of the best current centre mids at a point of time a few years ago. And I feel like Fulham are sort of the type of team that can get that out of you, and I feel like he could play alongside Sander Berge and it could work. Alright lads, now I have a challenge for you guys. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I am planning to go to the Great AU early 2027. I'm an Australian citizen by descent, but I'm planning to leave. If you guys want to follow that journey, make sure to subscribe. I've got a target for 1,000 subscribers. Do your best. On to Hull, and one thing I've noticed is that they haven't actually bought any strikers. Now for me, this is a red flag. Most people know when Ollie McBurney plays in the Championship, he's brilliant. All people are talking about chuck him into the Prem. When he goes into the Prem, he ghosts. He genuinely disappears. I can't find him. And I know this player's old, but I think with relegation teams, he'd do an absolute shift. I'd say go in for Chris Wood. He's 34 years old. He's probably going to be on the cheap from Nottingham Forest. Not sure if they want to sell him because I haven't watched too much of Nottingham Forest, but I know they've got Igor Jesus up there. Give him a shout. And if it was to work out, he'd probably end up getting about 10-15 Premier League goals. Now Leeds. And this one might be seen as unrealistic, but I actually don't think it would be too hard. And I'd say maybe try and get Ronnie Bargy on loan. I remember Ronnie Bargy from years ago. He was someone who everyone was saying he's going to be the next big thing. And to be fair, he moved to Barcelona. Going for him on loan, I think one thing that Leeds are lacking is their attacking creativity. With Ronnie Bargy, he can play the 10 role, he can play on the wing. He adds a bit of explosiveness, you know, a bit of pace. Liverpool, and who else can I say but Barcola? It seems like it's pretty much done. I think he's someone with insane qualities, won the Champions League twice in a row. I think it is going to be really, really hard to replace Mohamed Salah. But I do think this guy could soften the blow a little bit, and I think if it works out, he could genuinely be insane in this Premier League season. Now on to City, and we've all seen the rumours. Rodri is probably leaving, probably going to Barcelona, which is a little bit funny because I did make a video basically giving my input on his transfer for Real Madrid, which is a little bit annoying actually. But regardless, it's a massive hole for City to fill. I know they've obviously got Elliot Anderson, but why not get Bouhaddi too? Obviously, Bouhaddi, he's actually 18 years old. He started basically all the games for Morocco in the World Cup. He's someone who can control the midfield, play a bit deep, dictate play. Everyone seems to want him. You've got that pool, City. I'd probably just go in for him. United, my club, a lot of people are probably going to say they want a third midfielder out of anyone. And I completely get that. But we've got Tielemans, Premier League proven player. He has to do well. I think he will do well. Andre Santos as well. He's looked decent in pre-season. So if I actually had to pick someone, I'd pick Lewis Hall. Playing at left back, he's probably been the best. Nuno Mendes, probably one of the best left backs in the world. I was about to say something crazy, but I'm pretty sure he wants to come. Obviously Newcastle are reluctant to sell him, but I think we should go all in for him. He's a player that can replace Luke Shaw. I've always been a massive Luke Shaw fan, but I think over his injuries he's reluctant to go and do those insane runs now, because we just know if he tries it, he probably will get injured. Now Newcastle, and I've seen since Bruno has gone, they're looking at signing Højbjerg. What are they doing? I feel like they just forget how much money they have. Newcastle, mate, set your standards a bit higher. You could probably get Alex Scott because no one's actually set a bid for him. No one's the front runner right now. I know it's not maybe a massive step up or anything. I don't even know if it is a step up. It's a long-term signing. He's got a rocket on him. He controls that midfield very, very well. And I think in the Newcastle system, he'd really work as a Bruno replacement. Onto Forest, and seeing as City sort of owe Forest a favour since the Elliot Anderson transfer, I'd say continue going in for Tajani Reinders. Especially at the start of last season when I watched him, I genuinely thought he could be touted as probably Premier League Player of the Season. Obviously, he sort of struggled a little bit at times, but that quality's always been there. He's already fully developed, which helps. He's Premier League proven now. He's settled in England. I think they should go for him because I think along with Diamande and obviously Oliver Glasner, they'll have an amazing summer if they get this guy. Sunderland, and I know this guy may be quite pricey. I'm going to say Florian Balogun. Sunderland have had a very, very bad window. It's honestly been such a letdown. You think they'd take the step up seeing as now they've got Europe, maybe get a bit more depth, but they just haven't. And one thing which they need is more firepower. I feel like their goal scorers are so inconsistent. So why don't you get a definite performer up in that striker role? Obviously Florian Balogun, he's actually 4th in League 1 top scorers, and got 5 goals in 10 Champions League games, if I'm remembering correctly. He's an out-and-out striker. Bring him back to England. Now, I've seen Spurs actually want Gakpo. To be fair, I'm an advocate for that. I know Gakpo hasn't had it easy recently, but to be fair, I know he has quality, and I know maybe if he's put in that right system, he can shine. Go get him, Spurs. You haven't got an attacker, I believe, in this transfer window, so add some more firepower. Thank you, lads, for watching. Make sure you check out the other videos, subscribe, and comment down below what player you want for your club.